Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone above, below, or in between. Yeah, and today is gonna be a completely different episode again. Right now, the news is talking about Russian hackers or whatever, trying to make it valid, and we all know it's bullshit. This is a nice little gag. Somebody popped up there and it's like, here's an image of the Russian hackers, and it's just a cartoon image. Funny stuff. I love it. All right, what else happened in today's world? Yeah, like I said, this is going to be another strange occasion of where you see good idea versus bad idea, and some folks are still towing the line of like right here. Some people are still towing the line of some people are above scrutiny, and that's just a bad idea. Already I'm seeing folks rush to say some really outlandish, weird stuff. Like Perp Orange, he did a little show on Obama's legacy, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I only sat for 6 minutes of it, and pretty much, the gist of it, and he already stated in the beginning, was pretty much the short of it was he doesn't think Obama was a good president at all, but he just kind of looks at him like he's just another bad president, like Bush 2.0, and and he was gonna go on for 25 minutes to continue that. Well, I Bush, there's a lot of bad things to happen with Bush. I'm not a big fan of him either, but I don't really recall so many terrorist incidents, so many riots. I don't recall so many stories about police being killed and hunted down. I don't remember. I don't quite remember so much censorship going on. The list goes on and on and on. And I'm of the opinion that this isn't a version of gotcha news or anything. I'm just telling you stuff that went down, like my day. Fuck it. This is a guy that I rode with for a long time. He's a part of Gamergate. At one point, I don't know if anybody still is really. So there's a lot of trust that's built from that. There's like a kinship or whatever. But I mean, I dig his stuff. I'm not telling anybody to unsubscribe him. It's just I can't support anything like that. I really can't. I've never lived in a world where people. I'm not joking. The stories that you hear from some of the folks that are unemployed. For example, 94 million unemployed. Like the stories you hear from some of these people, like they lost their job and their home in one day. And I very much understand because that actually happened to me once. It's like Jesus Christ. How bad can things get? Yeah, they can get really bad, but not being able to talk about it, that's kind of an issue right there. And it just irks the living shit out of me. So I understand he didn't have such a bad experience during the Obama administration. Maybe and he just hasn't been checking the facts, or maybe he's ill-informed. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't sit through the whole thing, so maybe he actually finishes off with, what, screw this guy. He should go to prison, or he should be tried for treason or whatever. Maybe that's what he does finish off with. I don't know. I didn't stick around for the end of it. Don't care though. At the very very get-go and at his premise, I'm pretty sure it was what it was, because he was like, I don't look at Obama like the worst president ever. I look at him like Bush 2.0, and that's pretty much the route that he went with it. So I was like, yeah. Some of the stuff that he brought up, he was like, oh, the conspiracy theories about him. I was like, well, the reason those happen is because he sealed his records. We're not, he's the only president that would have done that. And that was kind of strange, like he had something to hide. And he goes on about Common Core, and I'm being the same thing as No Child Left Behind, and I'm like, well, dude, it's if it didn't fix anything, then why did it happen? And for 8 years. Um, and then he wanted to talk about the international stuff, and I was like, oh god, I just had to cut the video on that. I was like, I don't have time for this. Matter of fact, this guy wouldn't even respect me, or who the hell would listen? It's not like I got 2,000 subscribers or whatever on par with this guy. It's just not going to happen. But I do think that then this is an example of gotcha news. This is just an example of something that I could probably look up. This is an example of good idea versus bad idea, like straight up living conversation. And I wanted to bring that back because throughout our exploits online and also with conversation, straight up, like even I have a bad idea from time to time. Like I mentioned something just ludicrously outlandish to present to people. And this is I was talking to my buddy Quintaka about it, and it was just so over the top stupid. You know what I mean? Like if you were to say it out loud with a group of people, this is what I'm talking about with living conversation. If you were to say it out loud, they would easily mock you, and you'd find out it was a bad idea, and then quickly move on. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. That didn't quite happen. It's like straight up, I said something along the lines of. Maybe the authorities were test driving some strange new crime detection tech or whatever, and on Twitter of all damn places, it's like straight up, why on earth would anybody leave the ISIS accounts alone and let them run rampant and do whatever the hell they want and silence and censor and kick off and give the boot and kick off all the conservative people just because they have different politics. The whole idea was just absurd to me, and I was looking on the bright side of life. I was trying to look on the bright side of life instead of all the doom and gloom that's in our news, right? And everybody just went along with it like it was, Nobody said anything to the nature of, dude, that's a dumb idea, you freaking idiot, you know what I mean? Or tossing out insults, and everybody would have a laugh. Even I would have a laugh. You know what I'm saying? And there's just too many cases where people take the stuff personally, and really the whole idea is that the idea itself is vulnerable. The idea itself can always be put under scrutiny. And here's an example of Stephen Molyneux when he actually does that. He actually tells folks the dangers of not telling, the dangers of killing the conversation, the dangers of letting a bad idea go run amok. If you can't talk about it, the problems just get worse. They don't solve themselves. Yeah, there's Bill Mitchell. On this show, I support anything that Trump would do, and I definitely do support Trump. And yeah, he does say something silly on this show. Mr. Bill Mitchell, that's the guy in the white hair there. He says something like you don't want to complain about Twitter. Oh no, besides it's free and all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, with one exception, Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah, he got censored and he turned into a rock star. I'm not saying it'll happen with everybody else. I'm just saying that's an example of success there. We get a whole list of other guys right here, like Ricky Vaughn or Mr. Wayland there, or Wyland, however which way he pronounces it. And this was a tweet that was given to us by Miss Lizzie here, Miss Lizzie, New Jersey. And yeah, Twitter, yeah, I definitely think that there's room to complain about something, even if it is for free. I'm sorry, everything's up for scrutiny. And I'm of the opinion that, if he hung out with some folks and just batted the idea around, yeah, I don't think you can present it to people. Let's check this out. I've had to block 555 of these kind of salespeople trying to sell you followers. Straight up, paying for followers. You're paying for a number. That's it. And he doesn't even have that, or she doesn't have that. I don't know who the hell they are. But straight up, it's just freaking retarded. I mean, look at this. The dude's from where Indiana, and somehow he's a Cowboys fan. I'm like, nothing. No. Not only is the account fake and it's lie, presenting 5K followers when they don't have them. You know, folks, I don't have any problems with people trying to sell stuff, but really, what are you buying? If you can't get heard, why are you paying your internet fee? Why are you paying money to the internet? If they're saying there's an extra fee, it's like, no, fuck that. I'm sorry, that's just like the DLC bullshit. No, thank you. And you got other people trying to throw up smoke screens or accuse people of crimes just so they can get away with scams or whatever. You know what I mean? Just when you can't talk about something, this is the shit that happens. Like right here, this is Jimmy the Hobo Fraud and More E-Beggars channel on YouTube, and he just exposes a bunch of e-beggars, and yeah, that's what happens. You get a bunch of swindlers, you get a bunch of scam artists, because if you can't talk about something, that's an item that can be exploited. You know, there's no free conversation, if there's no open discussion. Like the Marvel Comics, if you disagree with the SJW, supposedly you're a racist or a sexist or a homophobe or whatever the fuck. You know, it's just, you know, the basket of deplorables. This is bullshit. Straight up. It's like straight up. This is an idea run amok. This is an idea that's laughable. Somehow this cleared the office. It's okay to turn Thor into a chick instead of come up with a completely different character and have her talking about mansplaining or manspreading. Oh my god. You know, I mean, no idea is bulletproof. You know, no idea is perfect. You know, everything must be put up under scrutiny, because straight up, even Gamergate was investigated by the FBI, and it's not because of the idea of, hey, you know, we should revolt, as in we should, you know, we've been pointing out the truth about the ethics and journalism issue with gaming news, and we also got placed under, what else was Gamergate doing? That's around about it. Somehow we got caught. We got investigated by the FBI because somebody was offended, because we were presenting them with the truth. How fucked up is that? I straight up. This is the strange, weird world that we're living in. So when I see, getting back to some sort of closure here. So when I see this kind of show, Perp and Orange, I love you, bro. I think you're 100% top notch. I think you're the greatest. I won't sit back and watch your whole show, because honestly, man, I'm not gonna listen to anybody tell me that this man did anything good for our country. I'm sorry, man, or that he wasn't that bad. We got a lot of problems, and strangely enough, we're not allowed to talk about them. And you know, I think you should just hang out with your boys and maybe pass a few ideas with them, and maybe listen to them mock you or whatever before you actually get up there and do it. You know, but that's just me. And that's something that I wanted to bring back. Bring back the living conversation, particularly in real life. And I know I already went overtime with it, but screw it, don't care. This is a topic that needs that kind of time. So anyway. Good luck to all. Good luck on your projects. This is going to be the Fox Gibson signing out. Nothing serious, nothing major. I'll get back to doing regular stuff later. Peace out.